Time for the Decepticon leader, Megatron. Here we have Transformers Prime, Robots in Disguise, Powerizer, Megatron. So you can see very nice packaging, nice box. I dig it. Very cool. You see over here he's got his little try-me gimmick. Bring that down, see a little LED light comes out. Little blades move forward. Yeah, we'll see. And there we have Megatron in the package with another weapon back there. Looks cool. Intermediate level 2. So there you have that. Here on the side you got some really cool art of Megatron there with his blade of doom. He looks really cool there. I dig it. See on the top, Voyager class series 1 002 Megatron. Head on over to the back, more product shot. Now, the one thing I really wish is that this figure actually had this color, whereas that nice shiny silver, that looks so much better. But he's still pretty cool. You know, he's got that light gray there. And over here on the side, we have his bio here. You can pause that and check that out if you want to. His tech data over here. Pause that, check that out. One thing I want to note is, yeah, he's got a lot of 10s, but it's 6 in skill. Doesn't make much sense to me considering that if you look at his bio, he's a gladiator. He's a gladiator warrior built to kick butt. So I don't get why he's got a 6 in skill considering that all he did was fight. And on the bottom, another product shot of Optimus Prime Powerizer. I can tell you right now, I will most likely not be getting that guy, because I am holding out for the first edition Voyager. I've seen pictures, I've seen this guy in hand. I'm not very impressed, so I'm going to hold out. There you have it. There's Megatron. Time to get him out. Time to get him in action. Here we have the Decepticon leader in vehicle mode. You can see him with his fusion cannon up top, along with that extra claw weapon on there too. So this, this still works. The Powerizer gimmick, it still works, still lights up, all that. Whoop-de-doo. So let's take that off, because it's not very aerodynamic on there. But you can see he's a pretty good looking figure. I mean, I'm not crazy about it. I don't hate it, but it's good enough. And he's got a nice Decepticon logo here. You can see obviously his head, which is show accurate. A lot of nice translucent purple in here. I mean, this piece is just to hold on to the weapon, but you can see that, which actually I think looks pretty good on him, to be honest. You see underneath, that's just, and there's just robot parts all over there. You got his legs, his arms, all that goodness. You flip that over, and you can see he's not as thin as I guess he should be. But then again, it's very difficult to make him that thin, considering that, the show uses some little CGI trickery and all that. So you can see some nice molded in parts here, some good vents there, which are actually empty. So you can actually see through those vents if you look closely enough. You can actually see through there. I don't know if you can see the orange of my little banner in the back there through that one vent. But there's that. There's some good little detailing in here. Nothing crazy, honestly. I mean, he's not going to be displayed in vehicle mode on my shelf, that's for sure. He's going to be in robot mode, and he's going to be in all of his robotic glory. So there you have it. There is the vehicle mode. You can see as I mentioned earlier, the paint on him, it's not that bad in hand. I'm sure maybe, I don't know if my camera is doing it justice, but I know on hand, or in hand, it's not too bad. It's like a very light gray. And you see it's got like a little bit of a metal texture to it, and that it's very, I don't know if you can really see that, but it's got these lines on it, I guess, where it looks like it's just brushed metal. And that looks really nice, I think. I actually like that about it. So it's a pretty cool vehicle mode. So I'm going to get him transformed into robot mode, and you'll see that. Future me here, going to do a transformation. So I went back, decided, you know what, let me give it a shot to transform this guy on camera. As you can see, also, I've got some nice little setup going on here where now it's a little more professional. So, first things first, you want to get rid of his gun. His weapon there, you want to just pop that off, put that aside. So, this isn't exactly the easiest transformation. It's a bit of a pain. You got to swing these out. They tab in right here, these wings. So you got to untab that, swing it out. For some reason, this one side, or there's always one side that never really tabs in just right for me. And you want to swing the little wing bits all the way back in now. So you're going to pop these off. There's another tab right here. then you're just gonna untab this, bring that down. Same on this side. Untab, bring it down. And then here you've got what are going to become the legs. So you can just turn that if you want to. So you can see here, you're going to take this, turn it, and then it just nicely collapses onto itself, which is really nice. And then you're going to take the feet, spread those. Same on this side. Turn this, and collapse. And some nice little foot spread. And there's that. So then you're also going to want to take these little bits here, get them out of the way. Pop this back up. And you're going to take this whole piece here, this whole purple piece, and swing it forward. I hope my lighting is good, but I'm going to try and work on that for the future. So hopefully it's good right now and you can actually see. But you can see there's legs, there's an upper body-ish forming there, all that good stuff. You can take these pieces here and already pop them up here. So next thing is, you're going to take these, pop those away, take these, spread them, and take this purple piece, swing that up. Oop, can't even really see that. You're going to take these, swing them forward, and now you've got the arms here. And you see these big pegs here? They're stuck in on each arm, and the arms are together. They're kind of not really clipped together, but there's a little piece there where they kind of they're stuck together. So you just want to bring those two forward. I like bringing them both together, and then you can just split them apart. Like that. And then really now you're just ready to basically swing this whole thing around. And just, we want to be careful with the shoulders getting stuck on here. There we go. I'm going to swing this around. So now you got this. And here we go. Bring his arms up a bit, and you can see in here there's this tab here, which I'm going to get into later, but this annoys me. It really does, because it doesn't stay in all the way all the time, but you know, press this forward, and it'll give you a nice little click there. I don't know if you heard that, but then it just pops right out. It doesn't stay. See, it clicks, and then it might pop back out again later. So hopefully it doesn't. So you see here, there's the tab. Pop that in. This one doesn't have the same problem popping out. It also doesn't give you the same satisfaction of that click, but it just feels sturdier on this arm for some reason. And you can just swing around the shoulders here. Swing that around. Let's get him to the front here. And now you got the rest of the arm. So you got the hand, swing that out, and swivel at the forearm. Other side, swing out the hand, swivel at the forearm. There you go. And all that's left is the back kibble. So this I'm going to talk about later. Sorry about the squeakiness. I need to work on figuring out this whole setup right now so that you don't have squeakiness and annoyingness. Open this up and swing these out for little wings. And there you have it. There's your transformation. Here is Megatron. Time for the rest of the review. Here he is in his robotic glory. It's Megatron. He's looking very spiffy. I like him. I like him a lot. I know the whole Powerizer thing is to put translucent pieces of plastic in them somewhere so they light up whenever you got the light up gimmick, but actually it actually looks good on him since it is the purple. It's like the blood of Unicron, that dark energon flowing through him, just making him a little more badass. Quickly for his weapons, you obviously have your little Powerizer weapon, which just grab like that, and you know, pinch, pinch, pinch. And it turns into a sword, which of course doesn't lock in place. Thanks. But the good thing is these little pieces down here, you can actually rotate them out. So if you wanted to, you could just rotate them. Doesn't mess with the gears because it's just friction. And it'll just go through. It might mess with the gear a little bit on this one. The friction's a little tight. Just go through and then there you have it. Just set up like that. And I might leave it like that actually. I don't know. And then you just pop it over here on this little peg. Or this little hole. You put the peg in the hole and there you go. Nice and easy. And that's cool. And obviously, as always, the power-up, light-up gimmick doesn't work very well. It's kind of garbagey. I even turned off the lights, and it really didn't do anything. And when I tried to go through the blade, it just hit the blade and stopped. But if you pointed at the wall, you'd still light up the wall. It was really stupid. Now, onto the claw. Here's a little claw, which is really, it goes in here. You see, put it in the hand, and you peg it. And there you go. That's cool. That is pretty cool. We've never seen that in the show, but it does look pretty cool. You know, you kind of hope you do see it in the show, because it looks like he really messed somebody up with that. I mean, that looks like it would hurt a lot. So there are his weapons, and also another thing is showed in the instructions that really I had never seen anybody talk about before. You can take off the weapons, and if for whatever reason you don't want them to be on him, you know, you just now you get this to go back the right way. Yeah, that'll do. You just take this same way you had it on the vehicle. You just pop it onto the top there, turn him around, and you have storage. If for whatever reason you don't want the gun on his arm, but you just want him to hold it, you have a little back storage there. I don't know who would want that, but it's an option. Put that aside, and onto Megatron. He looks really cool. I'm very pleased with this guy. I mean, he looks pretty show accurate. He's pretty clean, with the exception of this little kibble back here, which is these wings, but you can move them around. So you can see these, have them up, you can have them down, a little more like some sort of mini cape type of deal. You can also rotate them to be just straight out. So you get here just that clean little side profile, that clean view there all the way through. You can also put them back and up if that's what you're into. So there are some options there for however you want to have it. I'm just going to put them up for now since that's the way the instruction shows it. He's got this really cool Decepticon logo right here in the middle of his chest, which is cool. So that's in there surrounded by a bunch of clear plastic, clear purple plastic. He's got some pretty good light piping on his eyes. I don't know if you can actually see his face right now very well. There we go, that's a little better. But he's got a cool face mode too. I like that. I like it. Only thing is the silver in there, kind of wish that silver was on other parts of the body, to be honest, because it's that nice shiny metallic silver. His face, it's got some cool detailing in it, but since the silver is kind of just, looks kind of like it's glooped in there or something, it's very thick, it's kind of difficult to see all the detail. And that light piping in there, as I said, pretty cool. You got obviously the light, where the light itself would go through, so he brightens up pretty good. As for articulation, he has some pretty good articulation, although there are a couple points of annoyance for me. Well, the shoulder pieces, these, you can move them up and out of the way and rotate them, all that goodness, get them out of the way as you pose. Arm will go up, but there it is. See, as I move it up, for some reason, it untabs this here, which just, it just bothers me so much, because that tab is kind of annoying and frustrating to get in to begin with. But then that the shoulder doesn't go up on its own without untabbing that, that's just annoying. So let me try and peg that, or tab that back in there. There you go. So you can get that back in there. So that's a pain in the butt. His elbow will come up. He's got a hinge there. He also has forearm swivel. Let me show you that. No bicep, but he does have forearm, which is pretty good considering that his gun, his fusion cannon, does go on the forearm, so you can rotate that around. His hand is hinged, so it'll come in if you want it to come in, slap somebody like that, I guess. Nothing else there. No waist articulation, that won't be moving for you. Let me see. Well, if you want, there's like a little back there due to transformation. You can give him that if you feel like giving him a pose somewhat like that for some reason. His legs are on ball joints up here. Thigh swivel. He's got a good thigh swivel. Good knee articulation. That goes pretty much all the way back. He can almost kick his own butt. And it goes pretty far forward. So that's pretty good. His feet, they kind of rock back and forth. These toes are all articulated, so you can move these toes forward. You can move the back ones in, you know, like that, whatever. But there's no side to side at the ankle. It's just, this is it. But it's so wide that really you can do just about whatever you want with them. I mean, it doesn't matter that much. So there you have it. There is Megatron. Looking great, actually. That just popped that open there. Oopsie. There we go. So here we have Transformers Prime Megatron, and he looks good. I must say, I enjoy him a lot. I'm going to be so happy having him on my shelf. Looking cool, looking awesome, all that good stuff. Let me get this onto him so you can just have a final look at that. That is fusion cannon on there. and his little brass knuckles of doom. He looks good. He looks like he's ready for a fight. Looks like he's ready to take somebody out. So there you have it. You can get him into some cool poses too. You can pop that up, and then let me see if you can see this. Get that out of the way. See if you can see this a little. Yeah, you see. Nothing special there. Nothing at all special. But whatever. It's better than some of the other Power Riser gimmicks I've seen. Like that hideous Optimus Prime gun. Oh my god, that's ugly. Alright, so there you have it. This is Self-Portrait 14. The review for Megatron. I suggest, my recommendation, get them. You don't really have much other options for Voyager, Megatron, from Transformers Prime. Really, I mean, if that's what you're looking for, this is it. You don't have anybody else there. So, and I haven't seen any news of a new one coming out anytime soon. The deluxe version is pretty cool, but it is a deluxe size, so he's going to be smaller. Oh, and on that note, size comparison, here's our buddy Starscream. So there you have them for size. I think they're in pretty good scale with one another. Honestly, you know, I think they look pretty good actually. So I'm pleased with that. There you have it. Self-Portrait 14 here saying, if you can find this Megatron, which you probably can, because he's just about everywhere, go for it. Get him. You'll be happy. Have a nice day.